Welcome to Brewtok, the channel where caffeine meets comedy, science meets chaos, and your morning cup gets brutally honest. Addiction, culture, myths, memes, if it's brewed, we're talking about it. Because coffee isn't just a drink, it's a way of life. This is Brewtok. Grab your mug. Let's go. Ah, coffee, the warm hug in a mug, the liquid alarm clock, the socially acceptable drug we don't even call a drug. But here's the thing no one tells you. Drink too much of it and you might start seeing things. I mean actual hallucinations, voices whispering, shapes moving, shadows where shadows shouldn't be. That's right, coffee can make you see ghosts. Let's start with science. High doses of caffeine mess with your brain chemistry. It blocks adenosine, sure. That's what keeps you awake. But when you drown your system in espresso shots, your nervous system goes haywire. Your brain floods with stress hormones. Your dopamine pathways light up like a slot machine. Your heart races, your breathing speeds up, and suddenly your brain is on red alert. That hyperalert state, it's almost identical to the brain state during paranoia and hallucinations. Scientists at Durham University actually studied this. People who drank the equivalent of 7 cups of coffee a day were 3 times more likely to report hearing voices and seeing things that weren't there. So next time you hear your name whispered in an empty hallway, maybe it's not ghosts. Maybe it's the triple shot cold brew you slammed an hour ago. But let's be honest. Science alone doesn't scare us. Stories do. Picture this. You're cramming for finals. You've had 5 cups of coffee since dinner. Your hands won't stop shaking, but your eyes are wide open. You swear you just saw something move in the corner of your room. A shadow. A flicker. Nothing, right? Just your imagination. Then your phone buzzes, you pick it up, but there are no notifications. Your brain is misfiring, you're hearing things, seeing things. Coffee has pulled you into its haunted house. And the wild part, you're not alone. Thousands of caffeine junkies report the same thing. Phantom phone vibrations, whispers in the silence, moving shadows. Coffee doesn't just keep you awake, it keeps your demons awake too. Most people don't get there. A latte here, an iced coffee there, fine. But push past 400 milligrams a day, that's about 4 cups of strong coffee, and you enter spooky territory. At 600 mg, your body starts to panic. Jitters, sweating, rapid heartbeat. At 800 mg, you're basically inviting hallucinations. At 1000 mg plus, you're knocking on the door of caffeine toxicity, where paranoia and visions are almost guaranteed. That's why some energy drink fans end up in the ER. They're not just wired, they're haunted. Caffeine doesn't open a gateway to the supernatural. It opens a gateway in your nervous system. And once you're in, good luck finding your way out. Of course, humans being humans, we love to blame ghosts. Coffee houses throughout history have always had spooky reputations. Writers and artists staying up late, fueled by endless cups, swore they saw shadows move across the walls. Patrons muttered about strange presences that came after the 5th refill. Even today, baristas tell stories. Customers ordering their 10th espresso, eyes bloodshot, whispering about figures outside the window. The shop's empty. The street's empty. But they're convinced someone's watching. Is it real? Or is it just the roast talking? Here's another twist. Coffee pushes you into the witching hour. Prime haunting time. The world's quiet. Your house creaks. Your neighbors are asleep. Your brain is buzzing at full speed while the night presses in. That's the perfect recipe for your mind to play tricks. Every sound feels louder. Every shadow feels deeper. Every thought feels darker. Add caffeine hallucinations and boom, you're starring in your own horror movie. The monster isn't in your closet, it's in your bloodstream. Imagine this scene. A guy stumbles into a coffee shop after pulling an all-nighter. He orders 4 shots of espresso in 1 cup. The barista makes it, hands it over, but never speaks. The guy drinks it. His heart races. He looks up to thank the barista, but the counter is empty, no one's there. He looks around the cafe, chairs stacked, lights half off. The place is closed. He swears he talked to someone. He swears he got that coffee. He swears he tasted it. But did he, or was it a caffeine-induced ghost barista? Here's the truth. Coffee won't summon spirits. But drink enough of it, and your brain will create them for you. The ghosts are inside you. Your misfiring neurons, your scrambled chemistry, your overstimulated senses. Coffee won't kill you in normal doses, but in excess, it'll convince you that you're haunted. Here's the part nobody likes to talk about. Coffee can actually land you in the hospital. Every year, ERs report cases of caffeine overdose. Not from 1 cappuccino too many, but from energy drink binges, caffeine pills, or giant cold brews stacked back to back. The symptoms? Racing heart, cold sweats, panic attacks, and yes, hallucinations. Some patients swear they saw people following them. Others insist they heard voices in their head, urging them to keep drinking water, keep running, keep moving. It wasn't demons. It wasn't spirits. It was their nervous system, drowning in caffeine. When you try to quit coffee after years of dependence, your brain throws a tantrum. Headaches, fatigue, mood swings. But here's what some people don't realize. In withdrawal, your dreams go wild. Vivid, bizarre, almost hallucinatory. Your brain, starved of stimulation, starts firing in strange ways. Combine withdrawal hallucinations with caffeine overdose hallucinations, and coffee becomes a drug that haunts you on both ends, coming and going. It's not just a morning ritual. It's a cycle of visions. Let's switch scenes. Fluorescent lights humming. A few workers are still at their desks, nursing their 7th coffee of the day. One of them swears they see a figure standing by the copier. Tall, still. Watching, they blink. The figure vanishes. They laugh it off. Too much work, too much caffeine. But then they hear it, whispers coming from the break room. They walk over. No one's there. Just the coffee machine dripping slowly like it's alive. Tell me coffee isn't the perfect setup for a corporate horror movie. Folklore time. In some cultures, people believed coffee could summon spirits. Not because beans were mystical, but because of what happened after people drank too much. Visions, paranoia, strange behavior. To an outside observer, that looked like possession. Someone shaking, eyes wide, muttering about figures only they could see. That wasn't caffeine intoxication. That was a demon in their cup. And so coffee picked up whispers of being a dangerous, even cursed drink. Notice how often horror movies show coffee. The tired detective clutching a styrofoam cup. The sleepless teen pouring another mug. In a cafe. Coffee shows up because it keeps characters awake long enough to see the scary stuff. But here's the twist. Sometimes the scary stuff isn't real. It's just coffee ghosts. If you've ever stayed up too late on caffeine and started seeing shadows move, you already know. True story from a university health report. A student prepping for exams drank energy shots and coffee nonstop for 48 hours. By the end, he swore the library was haunted. He told friends he saw faces staring at him from between the bookshelves. He heard footsteps following him across campus, but no one was there. Doctors later said it was acute caffeine psychosis. Too much coffee, too little sleep. But ask him and he'll tell you he saw something real. Here's the trick. Your brain is a pattern machine. It wants to make sense of noise, static, shadows. Normally, it filters out the nonsense. But caffeine overload removes those filters. Suddenly, every sound is suspicious. Every flicker of light is a signal. Every shadow becomes a shape. That's why caffeine hallucinations feel so convincing. Your brain isn't broken, it's just overinterpreting reality. Ghosts, demons, whispers, they're all born from a brain running too hot. Ever think your phone buzzed, only to check and find nothing? That's called phantom vibration syndrome. Turns out it's way more common in heavy caffeine users. Why? Because caffeine makes your nervous system hypersensitive. Every twitch feels like a buzz. Combine that with late-night coffee and you've got people hearing phantom texts, phantom knocks on doors, phantom voices. The ghost isn't in your house. It's in your nervous system. Here's a fun crossover. Ghost hunters, actual paranormal investigators, are famous for pounding coffee on late-night hunts. But think about it. If caffeine causes hallucinations, aren't they just dosing themselves to see more ghosts? Maybe the haunted mansion isn't haunted at all. Maybe it's just haunted by the Starbucks on the way there. Another common caffeine hallucination: seeing doubles. Your brain, overloaded, processes visual input too quickly. Faces blur, figures duplicate. You glance down a hallway and swear you see two people when it's just one. In folklore, seeing your double, your doppelganger, was an omen of death. In reality, it might just mean you had too much coffee. Here's the most chilling part. For some people, caffeine hallucinations aren't one-offs. They become routine. Your brain learns to expect them. The whisper when you're tired, the shadow in the corner, the feeling someone's watching. They don't go away when you quit coffee. They linger. Habits in your neurons, ghosts burned into your circuits. In that sense, coffee doesn't just create ghosts. It teaches you to live with them. Think of it this way: coffee doesn't summon spirits. It amplifies the ones already inside you. Your fears, your guilt, your paranoia. Drink enough and coffee becomes a mirror. A haunted mirror. It reflects back the darkest corners of your own brain. And sometimes, what you see in that reflection is scarier than any ghost story. Think about it. Most of us start our day with coffee. We sip it. We laugh about being addicted. We wear shirts that say "Don't talk to me until I've had my cup." We don't think of it as dangerous. We think of it as harmless comfort. But under the surface, coffee is a little haunting of its own. It keeps us awake when our bodies beg for rest. It makes us jumpy when the room is silent. It tricks us into hearing things, seeing things, feeling things. Every ghost story needs a medium. Sometimes it's a Ouija board. Sometimes it's a mirror at midnight. And sometimes it's a cup of coffee. The reason caffeine hallucinations hit so hard is because they use your own senses against you. Your brain isn't inventing something from nothing. It's taking real shadows, real sounds, real sensations, and bending them. A creak becomes a footstep. A flicker becomes a figure. A buzz becomes a whisper. It's the same raw material your brain always processes. Only now, caffeine has cranked up the volume and broken the filter. So when you see a ghost, after too much coffee, it feels real because it's built from reality. Now zoom out. Billions of people drink coffee every day. Billions of nervous systems buzzing, skipping sleep, firing off false signals. How many ghost stories, urban legends, haunted house rumors started because someone had too much caffeine? The scratching in the walls, the shadow in the hallway, the voices late at night. Maybe not demons, maybe not spirits, maybe just societies wired on bean juice. Coffee isn't just fueling work and study, it's fueling myths. It's shaping our nightmares. Look at someone deprived of coffee. They're pale, grumpy, head-pounding, muttering nonsense. Their body aches, their mood snaps. They're not themselves. That used to be the description of possession. It's funny, but it's chilling. What we call withdrawal today, people once called curses. And if ghosts are just unexplained human suffering, Coffee's fingerprints are all over history's hauntings. Here's the twist ending. Coffee won't kill you. It won't summon demons. It won't drag you into another dimension. But it will bend reality if you push it far enough. It will make you believe you're haunted. It will make you hear voices that aren't there. It will make you see figures in the dark. And when that happens, the ghost is real. Because reality is whatever your brain says it is. So yes, coffee can make you see ghosts. Not the kind that rattle chains or float through walls. The kind that lives in your neurons, waiting for the right chemical storm to slip loose. And the craziest part? We welcome it. We line up for it. We hand over billions every year for our little haunted cups. Coffee isn't just a drink. It's the world's most widely shared hallucination. So the next time you're on your fourth cup, staring at the shadows in your room, ask yourself, is someone really there? Or is it just the roast playing tricks? Either way, sleep tight. And tomorrow morning, I bet you'll still pour another cup.